Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. These words, spoken by Martin Luther King Jr., capture the essence of his fight for equality. As he stood before the sanitation workers of Memphis in 1968, he embodied their struggles. These men, woefully underpaid and overworked, faced a relentless system that treated them as invisible. In their fight for dignity, King found a purpose that would cost him everything. In Memphis, a city infamous for racial division and economic inequality, the sanitation workers, predominantly African American, faced horrendous conditions, long hours, low wages, and a lack of rights. Garbage piled up on the streets, becoming a visible symbol of their plight. Against the backdrop of a city fraught with poverty, the sanitation workers toiled in the sweltering sun, their bodies worn down by the invisible burdens of systemic oppression. Their voices remained unheard, echoing in the back alleys of a city that turned a blind eye to their suffering. On February 1, 1968, tragedy struck. Two sanitation workers, Echol Cole and Robert Walker, lost their lives in a preventable accident while seeking shelter from the rain inside a malfunctioning garbage truck. As the downpour soaked the streets, neglect and despair drowned the hopes of many, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. Their tragic deaths ignited a spark, rallying the workers to demand justice for the lives lost and dignity denied. It was a moment steeped in sorrow, yet it held the potential for radical change and awakening of collective consciousness. King saw the connection between civil rights and economic justice. He made the bold decision to stand in solidarity with the sanitation workers, even as some allies believed he should focus solely on racial issues. Allies worried that expanding his focus might dilute the civil rights movement's momentum, yet King understood that true equality required addressing economic rights too. He felt the weight of history and the profound responsibility resting on his shoulders. Ignoring this intersection would undermine everything he fought for. It was a delicate balance, one that King navigated with the wisdom of a prophet and the heart of a servant. As he prepared to join the protests in Memphis, he felt the urgency of the workers' demands in his heart. People of all backgrounds joined in support of the sanitation workers, united in their cries for equity. The air was charged with determination, a palpable electricity running through the crowd as they shouted, "This is what democracy looks like." Their voices rose in unison, blurring the lines between civil rights and labor rights. It was a moment of solidarity, a powerful shift where the cries of the workers echoed the dreams of those who fought for equality generations before them. Yet, the shadows of violence loomed larger than ever. The stakes had never been higher. King remained resolute, prepared to lead the march in support of the sanitation workers. The Memphis sanitation strike was a powerful convergence of social justice and workers' rights. The workers, facing dire conditions, earned meager wages and lacked job security. Their plight boiled over when Cole and Walker's tragic deaths highlighted their unsafe working conditions, revealing a system that had long deemed them expendable. King recognized this call for justice, an urgent plea that resonated with the very foundation of his mission for civil rights. On March 28, King delivered a powerful speech to thousands at a vast intersection in Memphis. The crowd flowed like a river, a sea of faces yearning for change, each individual bearing the weight of their own stories and struggles. As he spoke, he drew a link between the dignity of labor and humanity. "I am sick and tired of being sick and tired," he proclaimed, igniting hope in the hearts of those gathered. They marched, demanding respect and the right to collective bargaining. In this moment, King became not just a leader, but a beacon of hope, illuminating the path toward a just society. However, the struggle was not without obstacles. The city administration resisted change, digging in their heels against the demands of the workers and the fierce advocacy of King. Tensions mounted as marchers faced hostility from counter-protesters, ignorance woven into the fabric of the city's response. King urged demonstrators to maintain their commitment to nonviolence, a principle that echoed from the deep wells of his faith. He knew that every act of peace could send ripples through society, signals of change that could awaken the conscience of a nation. His faith in love over hatred served as hope amidst chaos, a guiding light that pierced the darkness of despair. King returned to Memphis on April 3, 1968, to address the gathered crowd once more. This moment was crucial, transcending mere rhetoric to speak from the depths of his soul. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the crowd that had assembled, anticipation hanging thick in the air. He recounted the trials he had faced, the burdens carried, yet he remained undeterred. His voice resonated with strength as he told them, "We, as a people, will get to the promised land." Each word dripped with conviction, a promise that echoed with the hope of a brighter future and an acknowledgement of the sacrifices that lay ahead. The following day, tragedy struck. King was assassinated, silencing his powerful voice but immortalizing his message. His death marked a historical inflection point, propelling the Memphis Sanitation strike into a fierce national dialogue. The strike evolved into a symbol for labor rights across America, rooted deeply in King's legacy of equality and justice for all. The nation mourned, but in that mourning emerged a profound realization: the fight for justice continued, fueled by the embers of King's tireless work. The sanitation workers, driven by the ideals King had preached, pushed forward with their demands. They marched through the streets of Memphis, their steps resonating with the rhythm of hope, chanting, demanding recognition as proud individuals equal in worth and spirit. The essence of King's vision lay in their fight against systemic oppression. Each chant was a declaration of their humanity, a refusal to be silenced in the face of adversity. The very ground they walked on bore witness to their struggle, a testament to their resilience. As the strike intensified, support grew. Leaders like Reverend James Lawson emerged, urging the workers onward, reminding them that their struggle was part of a larger tapestry, woven with pain and resilience. Lawson, a key strategist in the civil rights movement, mobilized community support, echoing that this fight was not merely about wages, but about human dignity itself. National attention gravitated toward Memphis, the stench of injustice wafting through the air, igniting a wave of outcry that reached far beyond the city limits. While King was absent, his spirit guided the movement, a ghostly presence urging them to hold steadfast to their convictions. The workers' plight captured the conscience of a nation. Media coverage exploded across television and newspapers, bringing the Memphis Sanitation strike into living rooms across America. The tragic legacy of Cole and Walker transformed from sorrow into a catalyst for change. As images of the striking workers filled screens, public sympathy grew. The cries for justice echoed along the same corridors where King once spoke, creating a chorus of voices demanding recognition and respect. Finally, after a relentless fight, the workers achieved their demands. Their victory marked not just a win for labor rights but also a powerful reminder of King's enduring legacy. It was on April 16, 1968, that the city of Memphis finally agreed to the workers' demands for better wages and improved working conditions. The strike's culmination served as a beacon of hope, a testament to the strength of collective action, a confluence of voices unified in purpose. Their struggle became a symbol of hope, proving that the fight for equality never dies. It underscored the truth that justice is a continuous journey shaped by sacrifices. It was a lesson in perseverance, an illustration of how the struggle for dignity could galvanize an entire community. In the wake of his death, the Memphis Sanitation strike became emblematic of King's vision, intertwining labor rights with the broader civil rights movement. His ideals continued to challenge society, urging reflection on our commitment to justice. The echoes of his voice remained alive in the hearts of those who marched, each chant a pulse of a greater movement that could no longer be ignored. The victory was a reminder that each victory achieved was a step closer to the promised land he envisioned. King's legacy illuminates the path toward justice, equality, and dignity. He broadened his vision by understanding the interconnectedness of social issues, which resonates today. From essential workers to the Black Lives Matter movement, King's message endures, a potent reminder that the fight against inequality is far from over. His teachings remind us that justice cannot afford to be piecemeal; it demands a holistic approach that embraces all facets of human dignity. His philosophy of nonviolence remains a guiding principle. It is the cornerstone of civil rights activism. The power of peaceful protest continues to be relevant as we look around at the world today. King taught us that our commitment to justice must transcend personal affiliations, requiring a collective effort to uplift the marginalized. His wisdom transcends the barriers of time, reminding us that the quest for justice is a shared burden, one that requires unity in purpose and action. Every voice, every step, takes us closer to a world where dignity prevails. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. compels us to actively engage with contemporary struggles. As we reflect on his life, we find inspiration in his courage. We are left with a challenge to uphold the ideals he fought for. Each day is an opportunity to manifest King's dream through our actions, ensuring his vision for a just society lives on. It is not merely a call to remember, but a call to act, to embody the principles of justice, equality, and unwavering hope. As we walk through the shadows of history, may we carry forth his torch, illuminating the path for those who follow.